delighted I am with Elon Musk's hard work at Doge. Doge is incredible what it is doing. It is unmasking, it is revealing massive waste, fraud, and abuse. That all of us knew there was waste, fraud, and abuse, but I think that the scale of it has been stunning to everyone. And what Doge is doing is systematically going through and making it public. Things like millions of dollars for transgender surgeries in Guatemala being paid for out of USAID. Things like millions of dollars for airing Sesame Street in Iraq.
Yeah.
Things like $2 billion for a left-wing nonprofit that Stacey Abrams, the failed gubernatorial candidate in Georgia, was helping run, which is nothing short of corruption. It's essentially the Democrats, when they are in power, that they use federal funds to, number one, advance their radical agenda, number two, pay off their cronies, pay off their buddies. And the scope of it is staggering, and I'm grateful for Elon Musk, and I'm grateful for President Trump for cutting off this funding, for taking it on, and for shutting it down. I'll tell you, when I interviewed Elon Musk for my podcast, he described the scope of the abuses they're seeing. For example, they're looking at different federal agencies, and an agency after agency, like let's take an agency that has, say, 15,000 federal employees. They are finding 30,000 or 35,000 software licenses, more than double the number of employees. And in fact, they go look at the employees, even among the software licenses. There are thousands of employees who've never logged on even a single time. And so they're canceling the wasteful software licenses that are being paid for every month, even though they're not being used. Likewise, they're finding agencies where there are twice as many government credit cards as there are employees. Again, each of those with $10,000 credit limits. So they're canceling those credit cards. He also described what he called ghost payments. He said there are 14 magic money computers. This is how Elon described it. They're the computers in the Treasury Department that send out the funds, that wire out the funds, trillions of dollars of funds. And he described a phenomenon where, say, a purchasing agent in the government signs an agreement to, say, pay $10 million to some company or some individual. And that purchasing agent ends up retiring, ends up dying. Nobody knows what the payment is, but it's set on auto pay where month after month after month the money keeps going out. Elon estimated there are over $100 billion in these ghost payments that no one knows what they're for. And so Doge is revealing them. By the way, they're perfectly transparent. They put every one of these payments they're canceling on their website for the whole world to see it. Now, you ask what are the consequences are going to be. Number one, the consequences, Congress needs to come in, and we need to codify, we need to pass into law and make permanent the savings from Doge, and I am helping lead the fight to make that happen. But number two, you asked, will there be people held responsible? I can tell you if there is fraud, if they are deliberately stealing, if they are defrauding the American taxpayers, then absolutely they should be held responsible. And in fact, just today we saw the news about the vast number of young children, minors who receive loans and payments from the Small Business Administration. I got to say, if a toddler or infant is getting money from the federal government, that on the face of it should be presumed to be fraud, because the last I checked, toddlers don't submit applications for loans from the Small Business Administration. And so I have every confidence that the Trump Department of Justice will track down and will prosecute anyone guilty of that fraud. They should be held accountable. And you know what's amazing, Carol? As all of this waste, fraud, and abuse is revealed, not a single Democrat in Congress is willing to stand up and say it's wrong. Instead, they're circling the wagons and defending waste, fraud, and abuse. And it's an example of how corrupt, sadly, the Democrats have gotten. It's why the stakes are so important for us to step up and fight to ensure real accountability. That's what you're doing. That's what I'm doing.